All right, this is awesome. I just got this message here from John saying that he applied my cover letter template and it doubled his response rate on Upwork, which of course resulted in big money increase for his business. His words. But it made me feel really good, right? And inspired me to sit down and make this video where I would share the same advice and just my approach to applying for jobs on these freelance platforms that I've found success with, right? I've been able to scale my freelance venture to 5 figures a month with these sort of practices. I'm really confident by the end of this video, you'll be able to get out and get your first client if you're not already on these freelance platforms. And if you are, this will definitely increase your revenue. So let's jump right into it. So here we are on Upwork. This is what mine looks like. So step one, obviously, if you don't have an account, is to create a freelancer account on Upwork. They're very strict about having more than one profile. So I can't walk you through that because I don't want to get in trouble. But it's dead easy. So make your account and then we'll meet you back here. Once you have your account, you're going to want to fill out your profile, right? That's essentially your resume. And much like resumes, there are things that come in and out of fashion that people are looking for. So instead of giving you like the hard tips, what I'm going to do is tell you what I did. And we're going to look for the top talent, top performing talent in whatever service we want to get into. So in my case, I started with automation and ClickUp because I was fairly familiar and comfortable with that. So I looked for the people that were killing it offering ClickUp and automation services. And you'll notice that there's some consistencies across the board, right? So let's go with this guy, Ramy, obviously with a grain of salt for survivability bias, but this guy hits everything out of the park, right? So you'll notice the first thing, he's got an introduction video, which is just like a short little 30-second blurb about what you do and, you know, showing that you're not a weirdo. ClickUp expert consultant. This is great. Think of it like your business card, right? You want people to know exactly what it is that you do, what you're offering, and a little bit about your experience in that frame before having to click the more, right? So I know that he's a ClickUp expert consultant and I know a little bit about him right there, right? So he's got the book a consultation. That'll come when you get some badges on Upwork. The available now badge is awesome. People love that, right? Making sure that you can answer their questions on a whim. Work experience comes, right? Work history, but you do want to fill out your portfolio pieces. And this could be just something as simple as a template, right? Like you can download something on make.com, or I've got some on my community there, but we'll talk about that later. Your skills, certifications, employment history. This is great. You fill out everything that's possible. The only recommendation I would have is the $85 an hour. Seems a little bit arbitrary, but this is perfect. This guy, see, good headshot, you know, his location, which is obviously a thing, but this is what I wrote. AI and automation, that's the field. And then some of the platforms I'm used to, CRM software. And I wrote 55, 56 because I want a certain amount per hour, and it shows that I had actually deliberated over my wage. I didn't just throw 50, 55 or 60 or just some arbitrary number there. It shows a little bit more thought, and you see how I show my experience and what I do off the top. So I tend to focus on leading with your positioning statement. So in my case here, I leverage my experience in 7-figure operations to build systems and apps that drive growth effortlessly, right? Ta-da, that's what I do. And then a little bit of case studies, right? So some of the successes I've had in the industry. And when I was starting, I didn't have any case studies. So I poached from previous jobs that I'd had, right? Things that I'd done before in unrelated sort of things, but still were attributed to me and actual value that I could bring. If you literally are drawing blanks on that, you could even poach from some of the workflows that you've built, right? Let's say you have a scheduling workflow or whatever, you could draw on the impact that that sort of thing would have and then put that as your case study. So we're going to fill out everything else just like our friend Ramy. We're going to film a quick 30-second video. Try and present yourself as not just like the expert, but somebody that's enjoyable to work with, okay? Account created, profile filled out, ready to apply for jobs. Except not really. I want to give you a quick leg up and show you the approach that I'd helped John with as well, that's worked for me, that worked for John, that's going to work for you as well. So I see a lot of people when they send these letters, they want to overwhelm the poster with experience, right? Convince them by force that they are the best choice for this job. But if you role play from the position of the poster, they get a ton of replies and they're not even going to read through your entire life story like that. So you want to show value and convince this person that you're the correct person for the job in as short a time as possible, right? So this is my actual template and I'm going to walk you through it here. So hello, I do this all day and I'm confident I could knock this out of the park for you. And I just recorded a Loom to show you how. This respects their time. The Loom video here, I'll give you a walkthrough on in a minute, but it also breaks the ice and just shows your personality, and this is your more detailed pitch. But if I was the poster and I got this, I wouldn't immediately click the Loom, right? I'm not going to read through this and be like, oh, I'm going to click this link. That's not how people work. This line here, if they make it past here, that's convinced them to read the second line, which is going to convince them to watch the Loom. So this tells them a little bit more about you. I'm new to UpWork, but I'm not new to the industry. I work with Lovable and Make.com. So this is variable based on the post. I work with, in this case, Lovable and Make.com often. I'm comfortable with HubSpot, and I pride myself, and this is part of my template. And I pride myself on building solutions for people I work with, not just one-off fixes. I listen to the problems you're facing and design comprehensive workflows that remove bottlenecks. Looking forward to hearing you, Eric. So if I read all of this and I'm impressed, that's when I click the Loom, right? And I'll show you what I put together with the Loom. But again, with the Loom, respect their time. And that's where you get a little bit more detailed and maybe show hands-on case studies of work you've done that are relevant to the post, right? I also post my profile highlights, so portfolio pieces, my certifications, they go here so that, it's another little bit of visual validation. Sometimes I'll post screenshots of the work or something relevant to what was in the post, so that again, you're just trying to convince them to go through the Loom. And if they go through and they watch the Loom, odds are good they're going to respond to you and give you a call, give you a shot at least. So with all of that, let's jump back to the homepage and I will show you how I scope out clients. And there are some tips that there's a 101 that's new. You should check that out too. I haven't done it, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I do recommend saving some searches just based on some of the things that you work with, right? So I went AI, Python, developer, common things that I am comfortable working in, and it just makes your job search a little bit more relevant. I also tend to have like a go-to Boolean search with like AI or CRM, and then it just like aggregates all of these things that you're looking for, like the My Feed, but in one place, and it's a little bit more consolidated and easier to navigate. We've got everything sorted out. We're going to start looking for jobs. It's Sunday morning, so I might fall back onto one of my previous ones. So I do tend to skim through and just see the payment verified, high review rating, that significant-ish amount of money spent, and their location is also important. I'm on the Pacific time zone, so I tend to stick to just North America because you can work asynchronously, but I find that the communication lag, it causes a little bit of friction. So not only for me, North Americans tend to have a little bit more money, but also the communication's better if we're on the same time zone. That's big. So I'm just going to scroll through. I did do this. Oh, that looked good. We got to get on that. Head of business intelligence, not what I'm looking for. I did find one that looked good. It's Sunday morning, so there's usually less. This guy here, this is right up my alley, right? So I'd usually go through and click that. Less than 5 proposals. This is the perfect time to apply for this too. 50,000. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Apply. So we're gonna use that. What's to the 35? Honestly, let's just go 34.58. What's that? $31.12. 34.49. 47. This is like kind of my OCD, where you do want to apply for like within the budget, but also with the UpWork fees, I'd kind of like a round number, but also it shows that there was some thought put into why you're pricing like that. Frequency, never. You're going to talk to this fellow anyway. So we're going to apply the cover letter template. We're going to answer the questions. Pretty confident that OBS will have a hard time if I start writing Loom while I'm doing that. So I'll just be back in a minute. All right, so we're back. Using Loom and OBS at the same time definitely broke my computer, but I recorded that and I just applied the relevant technologies to this template. So he was looking for somebody with vibe coding experience that knows business problems, and that's me. I work with Lovable and Make.com often. I'm comfortable with HubSpot and pride myself on building solutions that work for people rather than one-off fixes. Okay, so we're gonna attach our portfolio projects and we're gonna boost the shit out of our bid so that he sees us first. And now we're done. Very good. So I'll show you the Loom I wrote as well here, and I tend to pin it at 1.2, even though I do speak rather quickly, I think. The reason being is they can always change the speed, but you want to convince them that you're the right person before they get bored. Essentially, that's my thought behind it. But this is what I just sent this person. Hi, my name's Eric, and I was really drawn to your post on Upwork here because this is what I do all day. Claude and Lovable is how I make my living, and especially the landing page and chatbot bit really caught my eye because I do a lot of that, right? I actually built out my own landing page and hosted it for free on Vertel in like half an hour. Same with my company website. I've got experience with Firebase, CRM integration, and HubSpot. I've got certifications in HubSpot actually, so I think I check all the boxes, and I'm confident that I would knock this out of the park for you. I'm newer to Upwork, but I'm not new to the space, so I would be, looking for the good review and long-term partner here. So if that sounds good, I would love to hear more about what you had in mind, and hopefully we can work together. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend. Yeah, so you didn't need necessarily to show that you've done the thing, but that extra bit of validation it goes a long way, right? So yeah, that's how I would apply for this job. That's how I look for clients and how I prioritize like the good ones, essentially. You want to be casual but honest. Don't position yourself as an expert if you're not. Just tell them what you can do, and then you can grow and work together that way, right? So I personally set a 45-minute timer every morning, and I apply for Upwork jobs every single day. I have a few other lead sources as well, but Upwork is fantastic for getting started, for getting some reps in, for knowing what people actually want. And if you can just start by setting that 45-minute timer and seeing how many jobs you can apply for every single day, it's going to take you so far. You're going to get really fast with it too, and your presentation skills are going to improve dramatically if you do that level of investment. So that is the advice I gave our friend John. That's the advice I'm giving you. And after this video, I'm very confident that you'll be able to get out on this freelance platform and start crushing it. If you took something away from this and you're interested in more insights along this sort of line, you can check the description for the resources that I've put together for you. Or if you're interested in the 5 biggest mistakes I made while I was scaling my business, you can check out this next video right here. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.